But yeah, the point is here that they started digging and started creating what one historian has called the biggest fortress in Europe.
Right, y'all, I'm at the Combat Arms channel. Okay, so today we're checking out a video that one of y'all sent to me, and this looks like a pretty cool one. It looks like it is also very, very popular. It was uploaded 10 months ago, and it's got over 6 million views. But this is titled, Why Switzerland Has 374,142 Bunkers, which I know we've kind of talked about, like Finland having, you know, their kind of underground cities. I know Norway has like these tunnels and stuff where they store military equipment. But this, especially that many bunkers in Switzerland, which is kind of weird because you kind of just attribute them to, like, you know, neutrality. But I'm super interested to see what the overall utility or purpose is for all of these bunkers, because that is a lot. It's a 30-minute video, so it's a little bit of a longer one, but I definitely want to check it out in its entirety. But before we get into the video, you guys might be able to see I changed the background up a bit. So you can see here, I mean, it's all pretty much the same stuff, but I've added a gear stand here. This is provided by One Tigris, so I'll put a link to One Tigris products down in the video description. And they also hooked it up with a plate carrier to give away. So here we have their Fire or FYR plate carrier. Pretty solid plate carrier. Again, it's got like kind of the tube set up. It's got the ability to accept placards. It's got an admin pouch, which is nice. It's got some nice shoulder pads, and it's got an adjustable cummerbund, and you know, pretty much everything you'd need in a plate carrier. So very solid plate carrier. I did a review of this a while back, so if you guys want to learn a little bit more about it, definitely go and check it out. And to enter, all you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and also go and follow One Tigris on Instagram. So again, very cool of them to provide the gear stand for the background there, and also the awesome plate carrier for the giveaway. So again, I'll have those links down in the video description, but let's go and check out why Switzerland has this many bunkers. Oh, damn.
There are bunkers everywhere in this country.
Dude, those are kind of like spooky, but also, oh dude, this intro is sick. But also, they look like pretty freaking sturdy bunkers. Dude, I wonder how old they are. I mean, with the power and stuff, I imagine they added to it, but some of it just looks like they freaking
of the
blew a
largest
hole.
bunker in all of Switzerland. It is massive. I mean, look at this place.
Dude, they got like a freaking, I don't know what he's riding on, but they got like a motorcycle to travel down this.
I mean, look at this place.
Golly. Oh, dude, the old school keys, that's so cool.
Square meters of space, which is 300,000 square feet for those imperial people out there like me. And I'm hanging out with Eric.
That is a lot.
Currently owns the bunker.
This is where the crew...
Wait, one person? What?
Showering 85 meters of rock above you.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the deepest
85 meters of rock.
He's been showing me giant.
I mean, these showers looks a lot like stuff that we used in boot camp, but I gotta say, it does look pretty freaking high quality. I mean, this looks like way nicer quality than the stuff we had in boot camp, which is even weirder because, again, they said it's 85 meters underground.
One of the deepest showers in the world. He's been showing me giant cannons and the sleeping quarters and the hospital and the giant generators.
Oh my God, it looks so depressing.
For this place.
But so cool. It'd be awesome recording a video in there.
From the
like a whole like
outside, this thing
SCP
does not look
series.
big at all. Wow. Look at that.
Jeez. Get cut up on that door.
A reminder that every time you see a little door in the forest that goes into a bunker, it's probably a massive network of tunnels. 2 meters of concrete here at the entrance. You go inside of this door.
Somebody had to have recorded a freaking horror movie in those tunnels because it's like the perfect freaking spot.
Into a labyrinth of tunnels and weaponry.
8 kilometers of walkways.
8 kilometers.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, and with the most gnarly
That's
doors you've ever seen in your life. They're quadruple fortified with huge slabs of concrete.
This is like 2 meters of concrete. You'd sit behind there with a rifle and be able to protect the entrances.
Wow.
What are they protecting?
No one is getting into this bunker.
Freaking aliens or something.
Soon.
Dude,
went
that
to
is a hell of an
Switzerland to hunt
experience.
for bunkers, fortresses drilled impossibly deep into mountains and cliffs and villages, hidden from view but packing deadly
Beautiful.
power.
What the heck?
So many bunkers. You don't have to look super hard to find them. They're everywhere. But there's a bunker right here. Look at this. This is not a rock. This is a door. These little
Dude.
doors in the middle of the forest. So unassuming, so benign. But boy, if you knew what was inside. Let's be clear.
So I wonder if they're all built around the same time or if it's just like random, like people just like building bunkers
This
there.
isn't normal. Most countries don't bore into mountains as their defense strategy. But Switzerland
Right.
isn't like other countries.
When you live in Switzerland, you never really have a sense of threat. We're Switzerland, we're neutral, right? Nothing gonna happen to us.
So instead of forming alliances and sending troops, they dug. And the results are nearly 10,000 of
Jeez.
these, scattered all throughout the country. And
I
that
guess
is
that's
what
one
I've been
method.
searching for.
Some Lord of the Rings shit right there.
Okay, where are you, my bunkers? Where are you, my bunkers? Ah, I see something down there. That is not natural erosion on this cliff. I keep looking for more and more.
And are all these like built to kind of camouflage it? That's so cool.
And I'm realizing there are too many for me
Look
to
at
fly
that.
to. Like there are dozens up there. This cliff is just riddled with little windows, totally primed and prepped to just light up this entire valley if there was an invading army from
Jeez.
the north. Oh, and
Yeah,
it's not
good
just
luck
the
trying to
mountains.
clear all that
I
out.
also discovered hundreds of thousands of bunkers dug under Swiss homes, a further expression of the Swiss
doors,
habit of
man.
digging to remain neutral. The bunkers are at the center of a discussion that is heating up as the world becomes dangerous again. So Switzerland is once again debating what these bunkers mean to them, and what it means to be safe, secure, and neutral in a changing
What?
world.
Oh my gosh, dude. This guy's content is insane already. It's the first time I've seen his videos, but that's
Okay,
a
wait,
cute
before
cow.
we continue this story, I need to tell you about today's sponsor as we look at the beautiful Swiss countryside. Today's sponsor is
Okay.
NordVPN,
Hey, look at that. He even added,
which
like,
is
the,
a long-time supporter of this channel, and I'm very grateful for someone log authentication, phishing, or your pay money back.
Hey, I appreciate
guaranteed.
him putting, like, the
Thank you, NordVPN,
line on
for
the bottom
sponsoring
right
this
there.
video and making it possible for me to come here and make this in-depth
Hey, man,
piece
get your money.
on bunkers. It's like a dream come true. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the road.
That is a freaking beautiful landscape, man.
I'm on top of a mountain overlooking a stunning view, but I'm looking for a bunker up here. It's on the wall of this cliff. I think I need to fly the drone to find it, but it's raining.
Dude, his vlogging style is like awesome. It's like it's giving me like kind of like Casey Neistat vibe.
That's a problem. The fog's rolling and I gotta be quick.
Dude.
Up on the side of this cliff. I know there's a bunker nearby. Oh God.
The quality is insane. Just the audio. Holy cow.
Okay. That was too close.
That is awesome, dude. And he's vlogging like the entire
All right, I think
time.
this is my takeoff point. Oh yeah, I see bunkers. I see bunkers.
Wowee, man.
Oh boy. Just blending into the side of this mountain. Oh my God, look at this.
He just crashes his drone.
I mean, just looking at these bunkers, you start
That's
to
surreal,
realize
man.
how incredibly
He's getting rained on.
ambitious of a feat this is to drill into the side of a cliff and decide to build an entire network of tunnels that are connected and well armed and
Jeez,
strategically
8 kilometers.
placed so that you can hit the targets you want to hit. Oh, look, there's another one. Oh my God, look at this.
Oh,
is
that's
just
a
the
cool
base
one.
Of this cliff.
How
Oh
did
my
they
goodness.
like get the
And it's
materials up
hidden.
there?
The only reason I can see it is because I am above it, but if you're looking at it straight on, you
That's
don't
so
see it.
cool.
It blends in perfectly. Look at that. There's one behind all of these little facades.
Wow.
They're just guns that are hiding in the
So did those
wall
open
of
up or
this
something?
cliff.
I think we kind of saw that in another part. Wow. So who maintains all of those? If anybody, maybe no one, but
Okay,
All I'm saying, you know, if I was homeless, that looks like a nice place to chill out. You know, until you hear like one of the massive doors closing behind you or something.
The next bunker.
It really is like perfect horror movie stuff.
By the 1800s, the Swiss were really good at digging into mountains, building cable cars, trains. They got really good. And that prowess for digging became incredibly useful in the 1940s when their situation looked like this. Surrounded by fascist regimes that are quickly taking over Europe very effectively, these two allies, Italy and Germany, with Switzerland kind of sandwiched right in the middle. Neutral Switzerland wanted to stay out of the war, so they did whatever it took. But one of the major things they did when they wanted to stay neutral was they started digging.
Yeah, just in case. If shit really does hit the fan.
They turned their mountains into a literal giant fortress. Yes, you heard me right. They turned their mountains into a fortress. Or I guess technically, if you're a military nerd, a redoubt. Redoubt just means basically an impenetrable fortress that is dug into the ground. But
it's like the
usually
Eyrie
look like
or whatever
this,
from Game of
one
Thrones.
Fortress. Switzerland wanted to turn their entire Alpine region, which is like a huge part of their country, into a giant redoubt. I'm gonna explain to you the strategy in just a second, like what the thinking was here, because it's a little paradoxical and weird, and war is weird. But yeah, the point is here that they started digging and digging and started creating what one historian has called the biggest fortress in Europe.
I mean, yeah, it looks like it. I can't imagine anything being much bigger than this freaking system of tunnels. Jeez, I thought the Great Wall of China was like impressive.
I'm at the base of the Swiss Alps right now, and I'm in a village that is very Switzerland. It's got a lot of grass and cows and barns, but a few of these barns, like this one behind me, have a little secret inside.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
It looks like the field of fire is not like very good.
It's massive, has a range of 21 kilometers. And this is just one of 4 barn bunkers that are all connected to each other in this village.
That's so cool, man.
So now we're in the tunnels. Oh my gosh.
I'm wondering who's like financing all this stuff. I know like Swiss banks, you know, are doing pretty well, but I don't know. Is this like a government funded thing, or is it just like a personal? I imagine a lot of it was government funded for defense, but this kind of stuff is interesting. I kind of wonder the story behind all of this.
So we're just walking under the green grass and the cows right now. Oh my goodness.
The grenade is 10.5 centimeter grenade.
Are those just like legitimate rounds?
For explosion sacks here, and the whole thing looks like that.
Oh, it's like a giant bullet.
Wish I could own that in America.
And then the shelf in.
That's smooth bore. Interesting transition.
They have to be quiet if they.
That's cool.
To protect all our army secrets.
That's a cool poster.
And the soldiers say, hey, shh, keep quiet.
Yeah.
All top secret.
Dude, I want that poster. I need to find like a print or something on eBay. That's so cool.
Switzerland turning their country into a giant fortress was basically made possible because of these giant natural walls that they already have. If you're an invading army, you can't get a bunch of men.
This is definitely like Game of Thrones in real life.
These walls had gates in them. Those gates are called mountain passes. And when you're not in wartime, mountain passes are actually really good. Do you see that bridge behind me? That bridge has been used for a long time to let people flow throughout this pass. But if you're Switzerland in 1942, these gateways through the Alps that have been used for trade are now a liability. They're now a gateway for invading armies to come take over your country.
Okay. These roads, my God.
So this is where they focus their attention. All these choke points, all of these gateways to their
Oh, okay.
The idea
I mean, the roads kind of do it themselves.
Coming from that way, or the Germans start coming from that way, they can sit in their bunkers and blow the smithereens out of anyone coming up this pass. Because again, it's a choke point. No one can go anywhere else. You can't go over the mountains. You have to go through this pass.
Jeez, yeah, and you'd have to just bomb the entire ridge.
All right, I'm down from the mountains for a little bit, and it's because I got invited to hang out with this guy. He's a retired Swiss historian who's freaking obsessed with maps of Switzerland. I've never felt so seen in my life.
I'm an artillery gunner. I did my basic training in a fortress, and then
He sounds like an
here,
interesting dude.
Just for training, Zurich in the pre-Alps.
He's showing me with this amazing 3D relief map what
That
this
is cool.
fortress actually looked like.
Here, in these high mountains,
I want maps
were
like that.
several
That's so
very,
cool.
very important fortresses. Some here, there were old ones and some modern new ones. Here, and even here.
He's so
there are
passionate
bunkers,
about it.
and
It's so
there's
cool.
Toblerone, do you understand?
saw the Toblerone on the
Toblerone. There is a last Toblerone, and also here is one. When France
Wait,
was
whoa,
defeated
what?
in the
What did
summer,
I miss?
Here is one.
Is that really where it got its name? What is it for? Is it just like an obstacle for armored vehicles or something? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it looks like a Toblerone. Is that really where it got the name from?
Yes, I saw the Toblerone on the
Toblerone. There is a last Toblerone. And
My
also
mind is
here
blown,
one.
dude.
When France was defeated in the summer 1940, and Switzerland was surrounded by the Axis.
How old is the
This
candy
was
then?
let's say an emergency solution. This was the Redoubt.
A gentle, ominous music. I mean,
Okay, so I hike up to this
it fits
Swiss
that
house
description.
in the middle of the pass. Looks like just a normal Swiss house is beautiful, but you look closely and you see something. These windows aren't real windows. They're painted on. This thing is actually solid concrete. This is not a chalet. These are
again,
not,
how do they
like,
get
barn
all these
doors.
supplies in these
Wait, do they
random
really do
areas?
this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this. Those are just little gun holes.
Looks
Put your
like
gun
old
through that thing
tools,
and you
too.
can shoot. Wow, look at that. Oof. This house is not just a house with some gun holes in it.
Jeez.
It's actually a network of tunnels.
It really is just so
Check this out,
trippy.
I found a fake rock with a gun in it. I was looking at this rock and it looked a little weird, like a little off up close. It looks like a real rock. It's not.
I need a rock gun.
Under. Yep. Oh
No
yeah.
kidding.
Boom, I see your secrets. I've looked at enough bunkers to know what the playbook is. Hide something
Wow.
either in a village or in a mountain, put a huge network of tunnels under it, and just point at the pass and get ready to fire in case there's an invasion.
Yeah, I guess you don't really need like a huge field of fire if you're just kind of aimed at one part of the road or the pass.
But wait a minute, let's examine the logic here. Yeah, it's really cool to have mountains full of really protective bunkers. Really cool. But most people in Switzerland do not live in the mountains. Most people live up here on this flat plateau. And in the early 1940s, they were sitting ducks. The point here was not to protect the people directly, but rather to signal to Hitler and Mussolini that if they wanted to connect their two empires, they would have to go through the Alps, and that would be incredibly costly and basically impossible. It's like using
no
defense
kidding.
as the deterrent. Oh, and it worked. The Nazis had a plan all fleshed out to invade Switzerland, but they never did it. And yes, that is not just because of these bunkers, it is because Switzerland was letting the
What is
Nazis
that?
store money and stolen stuff in their banks, trading with them,
Okay.
etc. The
Well,
bunkers were
there
a
you
part
go.
of the deterrent strategy, but the Swiss really pandered to the Nazis as another form of staying neutral. Something they hear a lot about, even, 70 years later. I'm at a dam, and if my intel is right, that big, giant mountain behind me is actually a bunker.
Oh my gosh. What is the water, man? Is like
See anything?
Just looks
Wait a
pristine.
minute. Yes, I do. What is that? What is that? I see you, big boy.
nice.
You are a very well hidden gun. Wow, that thing blends in very nicely.
I wonder why they painted the
That as their fortress.
lines up and down.
Like, no one can fire back.
What is it firing on though?
Another hidden bunker.
Oh my
another
God, there's
successful drone
roads.
flight. Nice job, drone.
Those
Let's
roads
get
look
outta here.
nice.
On to the next one. I hear there's a tunnel up there at the top of that mountain, that foggy, wet mountain.
Dude, it looks like Washington.
3.5 kilometers.
It's just cloudy,
I can do
drab,
this.
and
Let's
raining.
go.
My gosh, the dedication, man. This dude,
By the way,
he
big
killed
thanks
it
to
with
the
this video.
subscriber who recommended this bunker to me. I put a call out to ask Swiss people what bunkers I should go hunting for.
Okay.
And this is one of them.
My gosh. He's climbing like a freaking goat. Oh, dude, that's weird. That's creepy.
So yeah, Hitler never invaded. Switzerland stayed neutral in the war. But eventually the Swiss government was like, why are we paying for a bunch of bunkers that we designed for Hitler? So they decided to decommission them.
Yeah, so again, like who lives
A lot
in
of
them
them
or
are
who
totally
takes care of
abandoned.
them?
But then you have private buyers, people who have bought them to turn them into whatever they want. A lot of these are museums.
He would be rocking
or
our
owned
terrace,
by,
too.
like, military organizations that want to preserve the history. But some people get really creative with these bunkers. Like people are growing mushrooms and fermenting cheese in them. Or perhaps my favorite use,
Okay.
the place I slept last night.
Oh, like a
This is my
that's so
hotel tonight.
cool, man.
I booked this hotel because
I'm gonna sound like a
making
broken
story
record
about
saying that over
bunkers,
and
so I
over,
was like, I
but
have to stay in
dude.
the bunker hotel. I had no idea it was gonna be this. This is a full-blown, deep in the mountain bunker. There's dripping water everywhere. Original ladders. This place is nuts.
Oh, it's gotta sound so cool.
Okay, well I guess I'm gonna go get dinner in this bunker. There's like a restaurant in it. I'm going there now.
I mean, if you get it nice and heated, so it's not like cold and like wet.
What is happening?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Is one of the beautiful countries
It's like
in the world.
paradise.
This small country, surrounded by powerful nations, has been able to remain neutral for the past 150 years. 150 years.
Wow.
And I'm back in the city. And I need to tell you the next part of the story because this is where it becomes relevant to today.
The Swiss people have always been ready to protect their country.
I love the old
After
school
the
footage.
bunker digging strategy worked in
Ooh, the
World
Swiss
War II
Air
to keep
Force.
Switzerland neutral, they kind of latched
Haven't seen it
onto the
before, that's
idea.
kinda cool.
Digging bunkers worked, and they weren't going to stop doing it. But the Nazi threat went away and was replaced with a new threat, one that would not be deterred by turning your mountains into a giant fortress.
That signal means to stop whatever you are doing
Ah,
and get to
okay,
the
yeah.
nearest safe place fast.
It is called a Cold War because armed forces, although used as a threat, are rarely unleashed.
While the rest of the world was busy making alliances
That
and
was a
arming
cool old
themselves,
school audio
the
clip
Swiss
there.
turned to their good old strategy of digging. But instead of focusing on the mountains, they turned to the city. I've been hanging out with Rob.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely seem to recall a few kind of like fallout shelters and stuff, things like artifacts of the Cold War. But again, like a lot of these are way more comprehensive, a lot older from just like World War II and whatnot. But I mean, it seems like those would have been fine as long as you have like certain arteries or peripherals or something where you can like supply air or have like this life support system into those older bunkers. Seems like it should work pretty well. Again, as long as you kind of seal it up from all the kind of nasty stuff like fallout. But yeah, I wonder if they built any bunkers specifically for this Cold War threat.
Swiss journalist who's been showing me around the non-mountain version of Swiss bunkers.
So this is like a normal basement,
Okay, there we go.
usually in a Swiss house. And then behind here, you mostly have this thick door. It's really nothing special. It's just a regular cellar. What we do as Swiss people, we store, golf clubs. We store
Okay.
skis, wine. But of course, with a special window, with a special filter. So we close this
Oh, dude.
like this.
Yep. Wow.
And then like this,
It's gotta be funny that, like,
that thing is like
American
impenetrable.
comes to town and is like, look at these bunkers, and you're just like,
No, John, it's just a cellar.
it's a cellar, like there's nothing special. Like, but the door is so thick.
So you're Switzerland in the 1950s.
That's the one thing I noticed with just like Europe in general is their doors are like pretty high quality. Like Finland, their doors are all like really, really nice. Their hinges were all like super strong, as opposed to like the doors here where I feel like you could just punch through half of them.
Your big Alpine fortress digging bunkers thing worked. And you're like, let's make everyone have a bunker in their house so that we can be protected against nuclear apocalypse. Okay, cool idea in theory. In practice, incredibly impractical and very expensive. So they did what they do
for real. Like,
just
how much does
about
one door
everything in
cost?
Switzerland. They
Sounds
put it
like
to
heavy
a vote.
duty.
And so in the 60s, they decreed bunkers as a right. They actually lined out exactly how to build bunkers. They required
No
everyone
kidding.
to build them, either retroactively or in their new buildings. And the Swiss government would pay like 70% of the cost for these bunkers. The people
Dude,
would
okay.
be protected using the same strategy that they've always used, digging holes. So I went to the
Okay.
factory of a company that
Man, that's
makes
so-
bunkers,
that's such an
the
interesting
beds
piece
and
of history,
the dry
man.
toilets and the air ventilation. I feel like I'm wandering through the IKEA for bomb shelters.
That sounds cool,
And
actually.
perhaps my favorite, these giant doors. Oh my god, these giant doors. I've fallen in love with
They
these
look
doors.
so
I don't know why.
satisfying,
They're
for
just
real.
large. They're really fun to like push and pull. And they're just kind of cartoonish because
Just
they're
seal
so
it up,
freaking
yeah.
thick.
Oh my god, look at that door. Oh my god, look at this thing. Oh yeah.
And look at that steel, man.
It's nothing.
This is nothing
Chunks
special.
of steel.
Oh, and they always have like this yellow wrench that I've like become very attached to. Like the yellow wrench. Oh, you see a yellow wrench and like there's a bunker. It's like safety or something. I don't know.
Can I buy
Self-defense,
one of
really.
these as a souvenir? I've wanted one forever. Oh my goodness. I have a yellow wrench. I've always wanted
Dude,
one.
that's so
Thank
cool.
you.
The bunker industry's been
Wait, what?
slowing down
The
since
airport
the
took
end
it
of the
away?
Cold War
For
obvious
what?
reasons, and it's no longer required by the building code for new houses to have a bunker. But unfortunately, the Swiss
That's cool,
bunker
though.
is now getting a new wave of attention.
In Europa Krieg herrscht.
Dieser Tag fühlt sich für mich weiterhin wie ein Albtraum an.
As the assault closes in on Kiev, 2.5 million civilians are suddenly on the front line.
Putin's invasion of Ukraine is changing everything. The fear and the risk of having to use a bunker like this is increasing.
It's crazy. I mean, when the war started,
I wonder what Switzerland's gun laws are like then. I mean, it seems like for the defense, their facilities are pretty well covered. But yeah, I kind of wonder what kind of gun laws they have to be able to at least arm some of the citizens.
phone calls and emails daily. Interesting, mainly from Germans. 90% of Germans who would call. In Switzerland, we have 11 million, more than we have people, underground nuclear shelters. In Germany, there's zero. So I got calls daily from people from Germany. Can I rent a room here now?
Die Ukraine, das
Dude,
ist
really?
26. Februar, irgendwo dort da. Das ist bei uns ab wie eine Rakete, das kann ich sagen. Wir sind überrollt worden mit Anfragen dieses Jahr im März.
Damn, that's kinda
mehr strukturmäßig
morbid,
mehr verkauft
but
als letztes
understandable.
Jahr. Das ganze Jahr. Ja.
Das ist vom Ukraine-Krieg.
Und das ist auch die Auswirkungen vom Ukraine-Krieg.
People are thinking about their bunkers again. The government is inspecting them, making sure they have enough.
I mean, yeah, it's not so crazy an idea, for sure.
I'm in a giant neighborhood bunker that is for
Neighborhood
anyone
bunker.
on this neighborhood block to come to in case of an emergency. It's fully decked out as expected, and it even has a full-blown operating room and a room for dead bodies. Room.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, nice.
a room,
So,
and it even has
the operating
a
room,
full-blown-
like a bunk bed. I mean, is this the operating room? Doing surgery with somebody up there or something? Wait, is this like lower or something? Dude, all of this, like, it looks so
operating
cool.
room and a room.
Again, I
for
just wish I could
dead
record a
bodies.
video in one of them. That'd be sick.
That's what that is back then. Putin's invasion of Ukraine changed everything for a lot of places in the world. But here in Switzerland, it didn't only change how people think about bunkers and physical safety, but it also kicked off a debate about the complex topic of Swiss neutrality.
The Swiss government says it is adopting the
I wonder what
EU sanctions package on Russia. That's a huge move.
This is Switzerland.
What the support is like now.
You did not take a side when it came to Hitler.
Ich freue mich, dass wir bei dieser Aggression seitens Russlands endlich klar sind und dass wir sagen, so geht das nicht mehr.
Aber es glaubt uns niemand mehr und deshalb braucht es eben diese immerwährende Neutralität.
Swiss President Ignacio Cassis said extraordinary times called for extraordinary measures.
Joining in on sanctions for a lot of people is a massive violation.
I missed all of that.
The thing that has kept them neutral and peaceful for like 200 years.
Die Schweiz muss neutral
And
bleiben.
yeah, definitely
Das heißt,
different times.
Sie kann nicht in ein militäres Bündnis gehen.
Several parties saying, well, you know, we should be more flexible, more traditional parties saying, well, you know, neutrality means not doing anything, not joining any party, not helping anything, but rather, you know, offer Friedensgespräche. I don't know how you say.
Now we took over the sanctions from the EU, which basically makes us a war party. Well, I don't like it. I don't think it's right.
If you're from a country that isn't obsessively neutral, you're kind of like, dude, you got to
So
take a
interesting.
stance. But here, they think differently about the right side and the cost of choosing a side in conflict, or more importantly, the benefit of not choosing a side.
I think the Swiss, the people themselves, want neutrality, but we never know. I mean, you know, the majority rules. You know, it's democracy.
Oh man, even the music he put is great.
That's it. That is my journey. I have to say, this story left a bit of an impression on me. I came here thinking I was going to go hiking around and stumble upon some abandoned bunkers in the forest. But as I dug into this, I found myself understanding Switzerland in a new way. This place where the people didn't colonize other countries, but stayed here, digging in their mountains so obsessively to defend their ideas about neutrality.
Man, I love the old school
neutrality
footage.
That is finding new meaning in a changing world. Thanks for watching.
My gosh, well done. Jeez. Absolutely insane. Of course, I will put the original video down in the description. Go and check out his channel. I'm going to make sure I subscribe right now. And oh my gosh, check out some more videos because that was freaking great. Yeah, honestly, now I just kind of wonder like how many European countries have this kind of infrastructure. Of course, not necessarily the same as we would see with Switzerland again, because that their focus of doing these bunkers was that neutrality and trying to give themselves a way to, you know, defend themselves and have some sort of insurance or surety when it came to actually, you know, invading countries. But even still, we've seen countries like Finland that have all of these kind of underground cities. And again, the only thing I can really compare it to is like fallout shelters. Wow, my weird New York, New Jersey accent just kind of came out there a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty much just fallout shelters, and they're not really that impressive. I think it's really just like a basement with like an old fallout shelter sign on the outside. So yeah, this is on a completely different level. I've not seen anything like this at all in the US. And I think if there are any kind of bunkers or tunnels like that, it's probably just some like rich celebrity like Post Malone or something just trying to have that, you know, as a place to go if they need to. But a very, very fascinating video. Yeah, I saw the title and I was like, there's no way. Like, how do you even keep track of all these bunkers? But again, seeing it, I mean, he checked out just you know, a few, and those are extremely comprehensive. So yeah, it's pretty insane. I would like to kind of see a map of like all the different bunkers like kind of strewn about in Switzerland. But a very cool video. Thank you for recommending. This was a fantastic one. So if you guys have anything else, I'm always down to check out like kind of military police videos like that. But stuff like this is always super interesting, kind of like that historical context, but also pretty similar to stuff that we've seen before, again, kind of like with Finland. So if you have anything to recommend like this, definitely let me know. But again, in the video description, I will have a link to his channel and also a link to the giveaway, so definitely go and check that out. But thank you guys for watching. That is it for this video. I'll see y'all in the next one.